my name is Josh Gehring, and I'm the owner of Alliance Maintenance here in Northwest Arkansas. Man, we are so excited that you have taken the opportunity to come learn more about us and that you're interested in a position with our great team. Hey, tonight, all we really want to do is we want to break down three things. The first is we just want to give you a quick overview of kind of who we are as a company, what we stand for, what the expectations are, and really just talk about kind of what our philosophy is in serving our customers as well as our employees. Number two, we're going to dive right into compensation. We know that when you take on a part-time job, that's one of the main concerns that you have, and so we want to get that out of the way completely so you can learn more about how you can be a part of such a great team, and again how we can serve our customers well. And then thirdly, what we want to do is we just want to talk about kind of the next steps. Obviously tonight doesn't guarantee you a position with us, but by having more information, we really feel like you'll be able to walk away knowing whether this can be a great fit for you. So let's get started. I'm going to spin around here on the computer, and I'm going to pull up a quick presentation. We'll go through that, and if you have any questions at all when we conclude, make sure you ask before you leave. Again, we're super excited that you're here, and just really grateful that you've taken the opportunity to learn more about Alliance Maintenance. Okay, so let's jump into it. So again, just a quick review of our agenda tonight. We want to accomplish three things. Number one, we want to provide you an overview of who we are as a company. Number two, we want to discuss compensation kind of right out of the gate. Let's kind of comb through that a little bit of how we do that. And then number three, really review the next steps in the process in order to be hired and trained and started in a building that you can manage. So our mission statement as a company is very clear. We just want to excite the customer with the work that we do. We want you to be able to look back on your experience that evening in cleaning and just ask yourself this simple question: would the customer be excited about the work that I've done? And so again, our mission statement in caring for our customers is just, hey, excite the customer. Whatever that means, we want to do a great job. The second thing really to look at is what we do. For many of you, you may be sitting there really just kind of wondering, well, what's all entailed in cleaning a commercial building? Well, to kind of begin that conversation, we manage office facilities, high security facilities, and medical facilities. And so there's other variances to that, but we really know kind of who we are. We want to kind of stay away from the heavy industrial buildings and those things. And so we really feel like the employees that work for us, which is now over 70 folks that currently clean for us, we really feel like we're giving them the optimum opportunity to have success in a building and to really enjoy what they do. Next, we're going to look at what it takes to work for Alliance. Obviously, there's some standards that we adhere by. Number one, you got to be legal to work in the U.S. You must be able to pass a criminal background check. We want you to be a team player. There's lots of moving parts that happen throughout the course of the evening and certainly the week. And so just keeping a perspective that you're not the only employee that we have, and there's always nuances and things that come up that we really ask you to just have an understanding that this is a team effort. Even though that you might be cleaning by yourself, man, there's a lot of other moving parts that are happening within the business. And you'll learn that more as we proceed in training once you are hired, of just kind of how to communicate and what we expect out of you. But ultimately it's this: we're on your team, you're on our team. We're really trying to do a great service to our customers, and all try to accomplish the goal every single night. And then finally, great attitude. We really want you to have a great attitude. You can see in their parentheses, we don't want drama. And so you can interpret that however you want, but we just want happy people, good people to work with, folks that understand that this is a hard job, but it's not complicated. I mean, this isn't something that you're going to zap a bunch of brain cells over. It's hard work, but it's going to, it's not going to require a lot of mental energy. And so within that, man, we just want you to have a great attitude in what you do. And oftentimes there's going to be things that come up that a customer requests, or maybe they've seen something that we can improve in a building. Just take that, be a team player, try to attack it the next time that you're in there, and make sure you're exciting the customer as you leave. So there's a couple of things that I'd like to touch on real quick. Reasons to work for us. I think you'd probably find if you asked all of our employees, they've all got their own reasons, but two that I think really stand out above anything else is that in most cases you have the ability to work independently. I think for a lot of people, they like the idea that they can go in, get their job done efficiently, and then get home and get to their families. We have that infrastructure in place, and so that you do have, in most cases, an opportunity to work by yourself. And then even if we place you in a building or you get hired on in a facility that has multiple cleaners, many of the times that we have a team in there of people cleaning, we divide the building in a certain way that you can still kind of have your own territory, so that way we can help hold the team accountable for their certain areas, but then it also allows for you to select your own efficiencies. And so that's a pretty powerful position to be in. The second thing is that you have the ability to control your time. And here's what I mean by that. Oftentimes this is a busy life that we live, and many of us have children, we have kids, they've got recitals, they've got t-ball games, they've got everything kind of in between. Well, our standard of clean for the majority of the businesses that we clean for, we want you to clean in between the hours of 6 p.m. and 11 p.m. Okay, now again, you'll learn more about this in training, but it's important to note because this is a huge advantage when life kind of happens. And so when something comes up and you've got that t-ball game to go to or that recital, let's just say, for instance, you were supposed to clean a building at 6 p.m. Well, if you've got something that interferes with that 6 p.m. time slot, but you can still accomplish your clean maybe at, say, 8 p.m. or even 9 p.m., as long as it's done by 11 o'clock at night, man, then you're good to go. So you've got the ability to kind of flex your schedule a little bit. Now, the one thing that you can't do is you can't move your cleaning day from the day that you're supposed to clean to another day. You just can't do that. We have a contractual obligation with our customers. So jumping into compensation, we have 2 pay periods every month. It's the 1st through the 15th, and then the 16th through the end of the month. We pay on the 12th and the 27th. So one of the things that's a little unique about our compensation structure is we really want to hire entrepreneurial minded people that have the ability to work on their own, that don't necessarily need a supervisor always looking over their back and having a clock out system. So our compensation structure is based on a pay by the job rather than paying by the hour model. And so again, we pay by the job, not the hour. On your paycheck, you'll receive a base pay, a bonus pay, and a supply reimbursement. So the base pay, it's going to average somewhere around $10 an hour, but when you have your bonus attached to it, you'll be in the neighborhood of around $12 to $14 an hour. Because we pay and compensate by the job and not the hour, much of it's dependent on how efficient of a cleaner you are. Now, if you're somebody that likes to talk on the phone and text message and those things while you're working, well, you're obviously wasting your own time. Again, you'll learn more about compensation as we go further down the road, but this is a good snapshot of kind of what our business model is about and really why the 70 plus employees that work for us now have such great success. So let's talk about how you achieve your bonus each and every pay period. Well, there's a few criteria, and you can see them here. Number one, you have to attend all the shifts, all the working days inside of that pay period. So let's say, for instance, you clean a building Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Well, inside of that pay period, there might be, say, 6 opportunities to clean. In order to achieve your bonus for that pay period, obviously, you would have to work and clean each of those nights. Secondly, you have to pass your monthly inspection. So each month, we have a team that literally goes around every day and they're checking and inspecting buildings. Your building will be inspected each and every week. But once a month, we do a complete inspection, usually with the customer, and we're going to assess and evaluate how you're doing. We'll head off any issues there. We communicate with our customer regularly, and if there's any feedback that they give us, we obviously pass it on to you. But in order to pass your monthly inspection, you have to achieve an 80% or better. So on a school grade card, and that's kind of how we do it, there's an A, B, C, D, and F. As long as you're an A or B, you're good. If you fall below that, then usually we've got some issues. And so that's where we step in as a management team, and we'll coach you up, and we'll apply the appropriate management infrastructure to make sure that the building is back up to the standard where we want it. Thirdly, you have to complete work in a timely manner. Well, that's actually on your shoulders. So as the employee working as the job is assigned to you by the job and not the hour, we don't want you to waste time. And so we've built an infrastructure and, again, a business model where you can thrive in that. And if you're more efficient on one day than the next, then hey, that's good for you. Fourthly, manage supplies. Now, there's not a lot of responsibility here, but we always say it because we don't want you to be wasteful in that way. If you spill some supplies or or you neglect those things, then obviously that's an issue, and we've got some concerns there. And then finally, and this is a big one, when you ask off or resign, you must provide a 2 weeks notice. Now, we're not talking about emergencies. We deal with those as a one-off scenario. We're just talking about, hey, I'm in my building and I need time off because, I don't know, I'm going out of town or I'm going on vacation or my kiddo got sick or whatever the case may be. We really ask for you to provide a 2 weeks notice. The drawback to that, obviously, is if you do not provide a 2 weeks notice, then we pull your bonus. And in any given month, that means that you could lose a potential of 2 bonuses. One for the shift that you missed, and then the second one, obviously, for not providing a 2 weeks notice. So we always make it very clear up front that these are the expectations, and as long as you maintain your ability to clean the building well, the customer is happy, and you fall inside of the structure that we have for our bonus system, then we obviously want to make sure that you receive all of your bonuses all of the time. So wrapping up compensation is supply reimbursement. And so on your paycheck, there will be a line item there with a supply reimbursement amount. Sometimes it's, a couple of bucks a month. Sometimes it's, $5 or $6 a month. Sometimes it's $10 to $15 a month. It all depends on the size of the building that you manage and how frequent you are in there cleaning it. Now, we purchase everything up front for you. We outfit you with a backpack vacuum cleaner, all the tools, all the equipment to use. What we ask in return is that when you run out of supplies, that you take that supply reimbursement and just replace them at your local Home Depot, Lowe's, or Walmart. You could even go to the local janitorial supply store and purchase the exact same products. Now, generally speaking, those products won't run out for probably 6 to 8 weeks, especially if you manage them well. The other thing that you're responsible for is laundering your rags and mop heads and obviously maintaining an orderly closet. These are all things that are connected to your bonus, and so we want to make sure that that you're fulfilling those obligations that we have for you in managing your facility, but we also want to make sure that we compensate you to do so. And at any point in time, if you have any questions or need our support, all you have to do is just simply communicate. And just as a side note, we typically lean more towards generosity in this area. We want our buildings to be clean. We want our customers to be happy with what we do. So if you, again, run into any problems, issues, concerns, questions, make sure that you call and ask, and we'll obviously coach you through that whenever you need. So working with Alliance Maintenance, you can be assured that we have a proven system for how we clean buildings. We provide appropriate training. We actually train you inside of the building that you're going to clean. Secondly, we provide a schedule for you to keep, and so it's not just, hey, I'm going to go in and do a few things here and there. We actually have a detailed schedule in every building that allows you to literally check off the items that you need. Thirdly, we provide inspections. As I mentioned before in this video, our team manages inspections throughout the course of the day, and so we meet with our customers We check in on buildings. We do an inspection after your cleans, and then we provide an inspection report if there's any concern about the building that needs to be improved, and we'll pass that on to you. And then lastly, we provide and outfit our cleaners with great tools and equipment to use. Our vacuum cleaner alone is a $350 to $400 vacuum cleaner, and we want to make sure that all of our employees are outfitted in a way to have success. All right, so as we wrap up, I just want to review a few of the requirements. Number one, we really expect our employees to communicate, whether it's taking time off or issues in the building or questions about your supplies or managing the facility, or even if a customer has a unique question. Always be a communicative person. That's a requirement. Secondly, always provide a 2 weeks notice when taking off or resigning. We also expect that you should clean the building between 6 and 11 p.m. or as scheduled. Some buildings don't allow us to get in at 6 o'clock. Sometimes it's 7, 7:30, or even 8 o'clock. Make sure that that you're fully aware of the time frame of what you need to clean in. Follow the detailed cleaning schedule. This one is huge because as long as you follow that schedule that you're trained upon, then your building's going to be super clean and you really won't have any issues. Never bring unauthorized people in your building. There's only 2 things that will probably get you fired or terminated on the spot, and it's bringing unauthorized people in the building. Again, you can't have your children sitting in your car while you're cleaning the building at night. You can't have a spouse or a loved one or a friend or a sibling or anybody like that come in the building unless they've been trained and authorized by us. Never no-show. This is a character issue. We put a lot of responsibility on your shoulders, but one of those things is to make sure and manage your facility. If there's any issue of you not being able to make your clean, we absolutely require that you communicate with us. Even if it's late in the evening, make sure you let us know if an emergency has happened. If you no-show, there's really no questions asked. We move on, and we don't want that to happen to anybody. And then finally, clean well. Do good work. As a tip, most customer complaints revolve around 2 things: bathrooms and dusting. We really want to perform well in the entire building, but exceptionally well with these 2 items. On behalf of Alliance Maintenance, thank you for being here tonight. If you have any additional questions, be sure to stick around afterwards.